Have you ever heard something that you couldn't quite explain? Maybe it was a tap on your window or a growl coming from within the toilet. Today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about spooky sounds. If any of you have ever been inside of an old abandoned building or a dilapidated factory and you felt some sort of spine-tingling sensation or nausea or fear, you may have encountered infrasound. Infrasound is a frequency that people just can't seem to hear. Typically with infrasound, the frequency is 20 hertz, which is inaudible to the human ear, but it makes you feel a certain type of way. If you've ever been to a concert and you've been close to the amplifier and you felt that bumping sound, that vibration in your chest, infrasound is kind of like that, except instead of feeling good, you feel anxiety and fear and a feeling like you're probably going to throw up. Infrasound is also known as the ghost frequency because some people that experience infrasound have witnessed ghostly figures. So I think an example of infrasound is the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary was this giant ship, and I think it's in California right now. The Queen Mary is allegedly haunted. I don't really know what happened at the Queen Mary to make it haunted, but I do believe there is infrasound involved with this alleged haunting. Sounds produced by its engine room, propellers, and the horn, it all can contribute to a sense of unease and potentially be mistaken for paranormal experiences. That's just what I heard, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Who knows? You know, I visited the Queen Mary when I was a kid, and I distinctly remember going to the captain's room, and the air felt kind of thick. I don't know if there was a ghost in there or something, or maybe somebody had a swamp cooler on, but something didn't feel right in that room. Another weird thing I wanted to talk about was sky trumpets. If you haven't heard of sky trumpets, it's apparently this phenomenon that happens all around the world, and people hear this weird siren trumpet thing off in the distance.
Sounds like a trumpet noise is banging. Cool. Is it like
a lot of people believe that these sky trumpets are something to do with a religious thing about Gabriel blowing a horn and denouncing that the world is ending and it's the second coming of Jesus Christ. Why would Jesus come back? Is it really that much? I guess it is better. There's laws in place. I guess it would depend on where Jesus came. Jesus is dropping down in Antarctica. That's not good. So many scientists actually believe that these sky trumpets are meteors, coronal mass ejections, escaping gas, and collapsing land masses. But a lot of people seem to be convinced that it is the second coming of Jesus Christ and that the world is currently ending. I don't know if any of those things are actually true, but I think I would like to believe that it's some sort of alien or extraterrestrial that's just kind of messing with us. If I was an alien, I think I'd like to abduct a cow and Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I'll swap their brains, and then I'd like to see what happens after that. Imagine Neil deGrasse Tyson's brain inside of a cow. What would he have to do to convince everybody that he's not actually a cow and that he's this really intelligent dude? People might believe Neil when he's out in his front yard chewing on the lawn. The next spooky sound I want to talk about is the Aztec death whistle. I actually have an Aztec death whistle right here. It's pretty cool. When you blow into it, it kind of sounds like a woman burning to death, which is great for Halloween or if you just feel like scaring the hell out of your neighbors. I'm gonna go ahead and do it for you guys, and hopefully they don't call 911 and I get a knock on the door later. Yeah, that's what that sounds like. The Aztec death whistle was used by people to intimidate their enemies. There would be a bunch of them in the trees, and they would all blow this at the same time. You can imagine how terrifying that would be if you were trying to sneak up on your enemy, but they were already 2 steps ahead of you, and a shit ton of them were just blowing into this. You'd probably shit your pants. If you are interested in the Aztec death whistle, I've seen a lot of them on Amazon, so do with that information as you will. Another creepy sound that I've always found kind of intimidating was the National Emergency Alert System.
We interrupt this program. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow.
This alert can come at any time during the day, and you never know what it will entail. It could be rain, a tornado, a zombie apocalypse, a nuclear apocalypse, pretty much anything. It's kind of a gamble when you hear it. Another spooky sound I was thinking of was when you're going up the stairs in the middle of the night and you envision footsteps running up behind you. That's pretty terrifying. I've gone up a ton of stairs in my life and it hasn't happened to me yet though. But I'm waiting for the day and I can only hope that I'm wearing a pair of cleats and I mule kick whatever's running behind me so that it doesn't get me. Unless it's a ghost, then I'm pretty screwed right there. It doesn't even have to be stairs, you know? It could just be any footsteps that are following behind you, and if those footsteps aren't accompanied by a pair of feet, that's pretty terrifying. The last spooky sound I have for you guys is obviously the Sounds of Halloween CD from 1994. This CD provided a bunch of spooky Halloween noises for those cold October nights. This Sounds of Halloween CD is a relic, and it should be cherished, I believe, year-round. You can listen to the CD in June or July, or pretty much any time of the year. There's really no limit to when you can enjoy spooky Halloween music. I mean, who doesn't like a crisp October night where you're sitting by some pumpkin-scented candle and you can hear wails and moans of ghosts down the corridor coming from your old dusty CD player playing Sounds of Halloween from 1994. That sounds like a good night to me. Anyways, folks, that was pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed some of these spooky sounds. If you're ever in an old building and you hear a ghost or see something weird, maybe it's just infrasound. And maybe you too can also terrorize your neighbors with the Aztec death whistle that you recently bought off Amazon. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.